Alrighty, time for take 2, Electric Boogaloo, because it's my second time attempting to record this, because it is late. I just now watched the video, and I was like, ooh, I like that tag. I'm gonna use it. So originally, I did see this tag from Smokey Glow's video, and I'm gonna take it and use it, because, well, it's mostly for the, makeup and, makeup review community and stuff. A lot of these questions really do resonate with the art community and the videos I make too. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I will have the questions linked down below. So if you guys want to do it, go right ahead. But yeah, I originally saw this from Smokey Glow's video, and I thought it'd be fun to do because I like tag videos, and it's Artmas. And let's do it. All right. So the first one is. Excuse my throat. Have you ever received a product, tried it, didn't like it, and decided not to review it? Yeah, it hasn't happened often, but I have told all of the people who send me product for review or sponsors that I am 100% honest in all of my reviews, and same for sponsorships, and I'm going to disclose if it's a sponsorship. But I've had quite a few tablet companies reach out to me, send me a tablet for review. I really, really didn't like it, or I really didn't like their services, and I emailed them properly explaining it. I offered to pay for said product, or I offered to just send it back, but half the time they didn't want it back, and so I just never put it up on my channel because of that. So yes, I have received products. It's not very often, but yep, I didn't really like it, didn't decide to review it. That is a thing that has happened. So question number 2 is a product you use alone but don't show or use online. This is a good one. I actually didn't think about this one like through while I'm talking about it. I think it would have to be my bullet journaling supplies, because I don't really film traditional videos like I used to, and I technically have a webcam and I have a nice camera now, so I can now, but it's not my main medium. My main medium is digital art. At the time of recording this, it's been solely my iPad Pro. Don't worry, a video will be coming out about that soon, shortly. But because of that, I also often have it easier where, a lot of my stuff is just background footage with nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a topic video, or something, and it's just my art in the background, where it's either artwork that I'm working on for personal pieces, or most of the time it's a commission or something like that. So, I would have to say my bullet journaling supplies. I have a nice, metal ruler. I have a lot of random things that I don't really post online. So there's no real reason for it. It's just I don't really show my hands, so there's not really much of a need for it. I will be doing, though, a desk tour video semi-soon-ish. It'll either be for Artmas, or it realistically probably sometime in January or February. I'm kind of waiting to get a printer because I'm getting some money saved up for, Christmas, because I'm an adult. And I want to have that set up before I have a whole setup. So anyway, that's a big ramble there. But yeah, when that comes, I'll do proper products and stuff and explain. But yeah, it's not any weird thing where I'm shady about it. It's just don't really need to talk about it. All right, here we go. Number 3 is product you want but won't buy because you don't support the brand. Yes, in the art community, sorry, something stuck in my throat. In the art community, yes, I very much have had this with quite a few people. There are actually quite a few artists that I personally do not support in any way, shape, or form. But I have always been a fan of, even if you personally do not like somebody, you yourself should not dictate how somebody else spends or uses their money. There have been artists that I have had beef with in the past that have personally very openly not liked me, and I've done a bit of the same, but I have also had friends or returning clients or things like that support said other artists out there, and it does not bother me because, again, I don't feel like that's something that we should do. I think that, especially if it's very personal beef and it's not actively hurting other people, you kind of should just keep it to yourself. Like I said, there's many artists out there that I will personally never financially support, but I'm not going to go out there and tell people to ruin them over petty differences or not supporting certain work ethics of theirs. So, but I think that's also kind of a normal thing, a lot of people do, because I always feel people should be held accountable for certain actions, but in the same vein, I like don't want people to die. And I know that sounds drastic, but I've seen some people that go all out where they're like, "Oh yeah, I want this person, artist, whatever, anybody. I want them to never be able to get a job, never be able to make money, never be able to live, never be able to get a house, never be able to have a partner." And so I'm like, so you want them to die, is what you're saying? Because like, I'm sorry, when you take away someone's ability to, make money, again, this is when you are not hurting others. Keep that in mind. If you take away like every way for them to make money and exist, that's kind of like the dark implication of it. So that's why when it's petty things, if it's certain things, certain ethics, I don't support personally. I just have that, and if people ask why privately, I will talk about it why privately, but publicly, I don't think it's my right to influence people in that way. So I know a deep bit of that topic there, but yeah, mostly it's like just some other indie artists I like. Another thing too is I guess I could say this. I personally, and no shame to people who use this, I do not like getting stuff off of AliExpress, and using a lot of like third-party sites that way, mostly because half the time people are paying less, but they more often than not get their shit stolen because they're paying less, because it's one of those kind of like shady things about working with overseas companies is pretty much every time I've ever gotten a product or anything, none of the companies I've worked through for like getting like my own merch and stuff like printed and made, they've never like had that issue of people's stuff and designs being stolen from other things. It was usually stuff off of like AliExpress and like Alibaba and stuff. And so because of that, I will admit I do not support sellers on Alibaba or AliExpress. So no shame to other artists who do. That's a personal thing of mine. All right, here we go. Number 4. Number 4. Do you have any blocked words? Yes, I do, and I think a lot of people should. A lot like Smoky Glow. I have my personal address in there. I have some special family members' numbers. I have slurs, like every slur I can think of, because my comment section ain't for that. Sorry. If you want to be a terrible person, go be a terrible person, but not in my comment section. But actual like personal things for me, like I really don't care. And I'm not saying that in the edgy, like, I don't care, I'm gonna keep talking about, like, I really mean I don't care. I personally believe, because the next question is, do you have any deleted comments? If so, why? And, no, if YouTube flags a comment because you're being stupid, and I just didn't get to it, that I didn't delete it, YouTube did. But no, I personally do not believe in deleting comments or doing stuff like that, because I personally believe in, like, if you are going to say something publicly, you need to own it. In same aspects, I have gotten some nasty comments, but realistically, I'll make some topic videos, and Artmas is a good choice of that, where I will have people pretty much prove my point in the comment section. Like I'll be making a video on a topic, and I'll have certain people be just going off on like the reason I'm talking about it, and then I'm just kind of sitting here like, okay, thanks for proving my point. Like, I'm gonna have your comment be there. I'm not gonna respond to it, but let other people see it so my point could be proven. And I think that's kind of important. Same for people being just kind of like dumb and stupid in general, because usually it's pretty negative. The only comments I think I've ever deleted were before I put slurs into my blocked words, and like links. I will admit, I delete links because for some weird reason, I get a lot of weird porn bots that like comment links in my videos, and I do not know why. And it's like constant, and I have blocked those accounts because they're clearly just spam bot accounts, but I don't always catch them, but I do my best. So if I see a link, I usually delete that comment. So I guess that's one thing. But yeah, no, I personally believe if someone's being stupid, they should be stupid. So that's how I feel too. I wouldn't want, like, if I was making a very, like, if I was making a comment, I wouldn't really want someone to delete it. I feel like people should see. That's just how I feel. You're willing to publicly post about something on the internet, then you have the right to do so. You could be wrong. I could be wrong. I also think that, like, sometimes people will point out things that maybe you didn't think of, and I think it's interesting in that way. So there's that. So the next one is number 6, and it's, do you block people? From YouTube, no. I know there are ways to do that, but I haven't done it. I just don't see a point to it. For videos, I have blocked people on Twitter, but not a lot. I've usually blocked people who've blocked me, because I haven't really blocked that many people. But I have also blocked people that were, like, for me personally, pretty, like, disgusting or fetishy. Or just, like, plain gross that I just don't want to deal with. But a lot like Smoky Glow's video, the mute button is your best friend. If you don't want to cause drama and you don't want to see stuff, just mute them. Because there's also some things where I really don't feel like blocking them is important unless you want to know that they block them. Also, it wasn't until a certain drama that happened recently that I even learned that soft blocking was a thing. As a 28-year-old, I feel old because I'm sitting here like, I didn't know that was a thing, that if you blocked someone and then quickly unblocked them, it just made them unfollow you. So that was something I didn't know about. So yeah, that's odd. But no, I pretty much only block people that have, like, really personally hurt me, upset me, or blocked me first. So that's really it. Again, I feel like people should be allowed to, freedom of speech, do what you want, but also if you're an idiot, prove to people that you're an idiot. So, let's not talk about that. Number 7. Have you ever lied about a product to stay on good terms with the brand? No, not on my channel and not publicly. I have not done that. Again, I don't really care. I've kind of gotten to a point where, I will talk about that later because I know there's a question coming up for that, but I've kind of gotten to a point where, like, I don't really do product reviews like I used to. Like, there was a point on my channel where I had, like, 4 or 5 tablet companies reaching out to me, and, like, in a month I would have a ton of them out. And not so much now, I'm being more picky with it, but I've never just, like, went along with something because a company worked with me that I always wanted to work with. Because I personally, I find that, you're not credible, you know what I mean? Because I look at people and doing honest reviews and things like that, and I try to take their honest word for it. So that's something I want to do, is I don't want to be that person's reason that, like, I give a fake review on something just because they gave me money or they gave me a product and I want to be in their good graces, but then, like, I sold my soul for it. No, I'm not like that. So sorry if that makes companies not like me, but number 8, have you ever initially liked a product when you reviewed it and then changed your mind but didn't let your audience know about it? So this is a weird comment. So technically, yes, it is actually my current tablet, my Huion Canvas GT HD 4K, whatever. The 2018 model, it's on my channel. It was my main drawing tablet pretty much from the moment I got it. I had that thing for well over 2 years and I loved it. I will admit, though, that if you use it all the time, like I did, I think they fixed it. Again, and this isn't me just, like, being nice to Huion, but I have so many dead spots in my tablet. So many dead spots that showed up with my move and stuff. And I've tried contacting them. And the most they told me was they can give me a discount for the newest model, which is great, and I will eventually get the new model, so this isn't even me, like, being mean to it. But there are so many dead spots on it now from just 2 years of use, when, if I still had the proper wires, I could probably plug in my 13 HD Cintiq from, like, 8 years ago, and the thing would still work, And so that is something that I would change and keep in mind of. Also, and this might be a given, but as someone who worked all the time and still works all the time, and maybe I'm dumb. I will admit, if I am done and I'm the only one who did this, then I fully acknowledge that. But I would often keep my tablet on and my canvas, like, on even when I wasn't using it, if I was, like, active in my computer and on my desk. So there would be times where it would just be on overnight, and it wasn't just, I only turned it on to draw. I did use it for other things. I used it for rendering and things like that. So, like I said, maybe if I'm the weird one and I'm the only one that just left it on all the time. No, I didn't leave it on, like, 24/7 all the time, but I did do stuff where I left it on overnight. I did leave it on for more than, like, 16 hours sometimes, but it was never more than, like, a day, like after a day's time, But again, doing that constantly, got the dead spots in it, kind of aggravating, so I would change that too. But I like Huion. I like their price point. I do like their canvases. Like I said, I will eventually be buying their newest model when I eventually have the money for it. But right now with my iPad, it's not like I need it now. I can still get my work done. So. Yeah, so okay, that's it. But I mean, I didn't let my audience know until right now. So there's that. So next one is number 9, influencers you don't trust. Yeah, I'm not answering this one for very obvious reasons, but there's quite a few I don't trust. But yeah, again, I'm not answering this for obvious reasons because I don't want to start petty drama for no reason. But I personally believe that there are like a lot of influencers out there. Like if you're watching this right now, there's just like don't trust them, don't like them. You know? And that's just that. What do you do? So sorry that's a lame one that I'm not answering it. I don't want to start shit. So number 10 is influencers you trust the most. So this is going to be really weird and really random because ironically enough, none of them are art YouTubers. Not a single one because art YouTube's sadly kind of not going the way I'm excited about it. But the ones I trust would have to be Simply Nailogical. I really like her. I really like her, Christine, and her opinions and stuff. And I do like Ben. A lot of people don't seem to like Ben, but I kind of like Ben. So I like them. I think they have good head on their shoulders. So I trust them. I trust Philip DeFranco. He's kind of one of my few news sources that I genuinely trust, and I feel is pretty unbiased, which is always good in a news source. I'm like genuinely trying to think like this isn't like a comedic pause where I'm like that's it. But I also like. I personally like getting multiple sides of differing opinions on things so I can find, like, you know, the truth in the middle. Because I feel like that's how, like, a lot of world is there's, like, lots of shades of gray and then you'll find the truth in the middle of it. But I feel bad being those are the two I can really think of. But yeah, those are the two I, like, really think of that I genuinely just trust their opinions on stuff. And... okay, this one's really random because they don't really do politics and stuff or drama or art or anything, but I really like the Nerd Soup podcast. I don't know. I trust their opinions. I really trust their stuff. So, the Nerd Soup podcast, you know what? Love them. So, same with the Chilluminati podcast, guys. Don't really know why, but, you know, I trust them. Yeah, those are influencers I trust. So, number 11 is... secret tips or product applications that you don't show while on camera. So this can still work for the art community and stuff. And something I very constantly cut out of my processes is my sketching. Guys, I am very embarrassed about how I sketch. You've seen it in my live streams. I sketch rather fast, but I end up revisiting and refining a sketch like 8 to 9 times before I get to the inking stage, which is why I often, because I am a crutch to the digital art gods. I very much fuck with my sketches. It's something I really like about Lavender Town stuff is with Lavender Town. She made a video recently talking about, like, you know, using the tools at your hand to mess with things, and as long as it's still in the sketching phase, it's fine. I do that all the time. Stuff will be broken. I'll flip it. It's honestly, it's a mess, and I do keep it in sometimes, or if I'm doing a collab or something where you can see my sketching process. But it's such a Frankenstein, it's such a work that I personally think it would be way too boring when I do my just random background footage or my speed paints and stuff. So that's it. I mostly get rid of the sketching phase or the thumbnailing stage because they're not to me they're not that interesting. So there's that. I don't really think it's a sneaky thing. I just think it's boring for me because I don't have aesthetically cute ooh-woo sketches. Or if they're very clean, like I said, unless I'm doing a collab where I'm trying to clean it up. Next question. Well, it's not really a secret. I just guess that's the thing I do. Yeah. So, number 12. Have you ever shown one product, but were actually using another? No. I think this has to do with, for, again, another digital art to art one that I can move, is, like, I wouldn't say something, like, if I'm using, like, a traditional video, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm using Copics, but then I said I was using, like, Prismacolors or something, like, no. I don't see a lot of point lying to it. Or if I have, like, a tablet that would be a knockoff, I wouldn't be like, yes, this very clearly looking Samsung tablet is an iPad. I don't, so, no. I've never done that, so. Have you ever oh yeah, no, I said that. Okay, number 13 is, have you ever not disclosed a sponsorship? No, I personally think that's gross. I've always talked about my sponsorships. I've always talked about when stuff isn't sponsored too, so people don't think anything of it. I'm very blunt and honest about that. Number 14. Have you ever had any bad interactions with the brand? Yes. Yes, I have. And I am totally fine putting this brand on blast because they are big and my tiny channel isn't going to have anything happen to them. And it was Raid Shadow Legends. Yes, the Raid Shadow Legends. They reached out to me a few months ago and they wanted to do a sponsorship with me. And the money they wanted to have me do, one, it was non-negotiable, and it was nothing. It was literally, and I will let you guys know right now, they wanted to give me Raid Shadow Legends, where it's been openly come out how much they give bigger creators and basic creators. They wanted to give me $50 and it was non-negotiable. Like, they flat out said that. They're like, we will give you $50 to talk about Raid Shadow Legends. And I was openly very upset. And I'm like, hey, I know I'm not a big channel. I know I get kind of basic views. But I'm sitting here like, you can't tell me that you're going around and you're openly giving bigger creators, no, granted, this is bigger creators, upwards of $10,000. But for me, you can't even give me $100. Really? $50? That's really rude. And the fact that it was non-negotiable. I have had a couple of other brands, but Raid's the only one I'm fine putting on blast because it's Raid. Nothing's going to happen to Raid Shadow Legends. And sorry if that ruins me in the future, but I personally do believe in paying people what they're worth. And I do believe in sponsorships being okay, especially if there are people, because like I follow a lot of horror people because my booty tootie loves horror, and I love horror YouTubers. And a lot of the time, they have to take sponsorships because for them to talk about the dark horror topics or to show screenshots, they often can't have their videos monetized. So in that sense, I'm totally fine with it. You know, people need to make their coin, but you also need to know where you stand and where you act. Again, I acknowledge I am a small channel. I acknowledge that, but $50, really, when you're openly living like that and they're non-negotiable. Or there was another one, I won't say who it was, but a lot like Smokey Ghost situation. I had a company reach out to me when they were also reaching out to a friend of mine. And they were willing to talk to a friend of mine. They didn't want to pay me. Keep that in mind. They didn't want to pay me. They wanted to just send me a product and give me an affiliate code. But that was it. And by the way, that wasn't Tokyo Tree, because I know I did that on my channel because I ended up not going with this company. But they were going to do the same thing with my friend and pay them up to $300 when I was only going to get an affiliate code and a product sent to me. Well, my friend was going to get all of that, and at the time, my friend's channel was at the same length mine was, and we were getting the same amount of views, so it wasn't even like they were a bigger channel making, because obviously that makes sense. You know, if the 100K people are making like $1,000 for an ad, I'm not expecting that. I'm not even going to attempt to expect that. But, you know, if you're around my same, you know, size, same view count, and I find out that it does kind of suck because it just proves they are trying to take advantage of you. So, yeah, there's that. There you go. Don't like you, Raid. But other than that, no, I've had pretty good interactions with a lot of companies I've worked with. I really like Yaomon. I really like Huion. Really like Tokyo Treat. Tokyo Treat was really, you know, really nice to me. Did I work with anybody else? I can't think of it at the moment. That's all I can think of off the top of my head, but I know I've worked with a couple of other people, but yeah. So yeah, there's my really bad interaction that I'm fine putting on blast. Number 15, it's, have you ever bandwagoned with other people's thoughts on a particular product? Yes, I have. Ooh. Boy, howdy, I have. I fell into those traps of the YouTube trends for the art community when, like, ooh, everyone's using color erase pencils, everyone using brush pen, everyone's using watercolor, everyone's using I have fallen for those hype trains. And me, 28 years old, I'm done with the hype trains, okay? I'm done. I blindly followed so many people and stuff. Now, to be fair, I did really like the brush pen and inking, but I was on that high, and I have not touched it since. I do it sometimes in my sketchbooks, but that was about it. I think another one would have to be Ohuhu markers. I was going to say I bought myself them, but I'm like, I didn't. My friend's, stumbling words. My brother's girlfriend bought them for me for a Christmas gift because they were in my wish list because I saw people talking about them. And I was super hyped and I was super ready because I was like, ooh, cheap Copic alternatives because I sold my Copics about a year ago. And it like bled through my sketchbook like crazy even after it was dried. It was like the red, something about the red just bled through to multiple pages and I was really bummed out. And I had people be like, it's such a great Copic alternative. It is a cheaper great Copic alternative, but you should mention to people that that stuff bleeds like crazy. Like when stuff is dry, it'll bleed like crazy onto other papers and ruining stuff. So that's the first big one. Do I think it's still a good startup brand? Yeah. But yes, like that, a lot of the YouTube art trends, you know, all the things you think you need to get. Yeah, I fell on the bandwagon. I don't do it anymore. Don't want to. So, here we go. And now the last question, number 16, is things other creators do that get on your nerves. And I think the best one I could do is I like long form videos. I know you guys like long form videos. I do my best, even in my rambles, to try to make it interesting enough that you want to listen for the whole. Like right now, it's like I'm at 25 minutes or something. And, you know, where it's interesting, it's fun, we're talking, we're rambling, we're having fun. But it's when creators of all kinds, art creators, all of them, they will just like in the middle of talking or in the middle of something, they will have like, because I've had breaks. I've had breaks where I'm not a saint. I forgot to edit them out. But they'll do it constantly where it's like they need that runtime. They need that like 15 minutes for that mid-roll. So they'll put in like a random thing or they'll like be distracted. Or like, perfect example is if I had kept with the original audio of this. There's a point where I got up when I was in the middle of recording the first time and I closed my window and I came back. And that was like a good 30 seconds. Where I've seen people leave those in just to pad the runtime so they can put that mid-roll in. And it's like really obvious and irritating and I don't like it. I just either add more stuff, learn to talk longer, or something. Don't just throw that in there so you can have your mid-roll ad. I think that's really irritating. Or when I see creators, this is a very specific one, but it's one I see a lot. And it's where, now I've had my pets bother me when I'm recording because I do my work in my living room. Hi, one room apartment life, but I'll see people, like they'll be talking about something and their pet will come in or do something and they'll just stop mid-conversation and be like, haha, puppy time for a minute of runtime, kitty time for a minute of runtime, haha, haha, I'm not going to totally edit this out like I should. I'm just going to keep it in there to run out the fucking runtime. And so, yeah, those are two things that creators do that really do get on my nerves. But yeah, there's the tag. Again, I will have it written up in the description down below. Thank you as always for listening. Thank you as always to my amazing Patreon patrons. Because without you guys, literally none of this would be possible. And we're getting through Artmas, guys. We're doing it. I think I'm going to finally get a challenge done this year. Ooh, so excited. Anyway, all of my social medias are my Linktree link down below if you want to follow me in other places. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe because commenting for the bot helps the algorithm so much and it has helped my channel so much in these trying times. I love you so much and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.